Hello. Greetings. How goes, how goes? Yeah, wasn't it like 3 years ago we did this in lockdown, right? It's certainly been a while. You passed your driving test. Hey, congratulations! Oh, that's fantastic news. Well done. Well done.
Lewd.
Hey, TPB, thank you very much for the 23. Yeah, it was nice to chat to you. Thank you very much for the resub, dude. He's just going hardcore. Yeah, literally, the best thing about learning how to drive is fuck buses, man. Is it too loud, by the way? Do I need to adjust the volume? I can turn it down a smidge. So that probably is a little bit loud looking at it. Let's put it there. That should be a bit better. Perfect. Nice. Right. I was gonna get a drink, and then I guess we'll get cracking, eh? I haven't played this for, obviously, since we did the Switch version, and the Switch version was a fucking state. Absolute state. I've heard, I mean, the PC version isn't great either. It requires multiple, like, dodgy, injections and hacks to get going, to make it actually work.
You get a lewd, and you get a lewd.
Fucking hell, dude.
Everybody gets lewds.
Fucking hell, TPB. Jesus, dude. Thank you very much. That is a lot of fucking subs, man. That is incredibly, incredibly generous. Absolute mad lad, honestly. Thank you very, very much. As long as you haven't put yourself out doing that, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Wow, seriously. Thank you very, very much, man. That is honestly incredibly, incredibly generous. Oh, wowie. Thank you. No selling livers, that's banned. Hey, Mugs. Wait, what? What if it's someone else's liver? That's fair enough then. That's reasonable. As long as you're sure, TPB, that's the, you're very, very kind then. Thank you ever so much. Seriously, thank you. Alright, peeps, I'm gonna get that drink a sec before we get cracking, and then we go. Be a sec. I return. Are we dance partying? Alright, you're ready for some deadly premonitioning? A small town outside New Orleans. Orleans? Oh dear god. So this PC port is absolutely fucking dog shit, but I don't think there's like any graphics options. No, I haven't actually, TPP. You're shocked, I know. This, the studio that brought us the completely beautiful PC port of Deadly Premonition 1, which flat out does not work until you restart your PC, is impressive. But should still be better than the Switch one. Are we in for a good time or a bad time? This is a good bad time. Deadly Premonition is the best bad series in the world. So, who here hasn't seen this before? Axton said you haven't, right?
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done?
At least it runs at a decent
I'd be
clip.
half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve
It's
this?
not 12
Does God hate
FPS.
No. The regional bureau chief merely issued a special order.
me? Oh.
It's using Xbox prompts,
Yeah.
and I've got a
How
PlayStation
could
controller
I
in, which is a
forget?
good sign.
A special order to rob me of my well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Whoa! Hey! Hold on.
Hey, Froggy,
What did you just say? Pizza.
please get your
is not
York seat
junk.
ready.
Pizza is a sacred food bestowed upon us by God Himself.
It's not seconds
You
per
need to
frame, yeah,
apologize
exactly.
Right now, this is sheer blasphemy.
No, we're not playing Blasphemy
Apologize
anymore.
to who? Pizza or God?
Ha ha! You think you're so clever. Maybe if you'd eaten pizza this morning like a decent person, you wouldn't have cut your finger.
I only cut my finger because I couldn't find a left-handed can opener at the hotel. Normally, I would never make such an amateur mistake.
Oh, really? Well, if you want me to get into gear...
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike.
Fuck him up.
And no red, remember?
Such lust for ween. Lewd.
It's open. Come on in.
T-Pippi, you're absolute fucking madman. That was going to be my next question. Thank you. You honestly, Jesus, that is a big fucking... That is a big old biddy fucking donation. Thank you very, very much again. Honestly, T-Pippi. God damn. 5,000 is a fucking lot. Thank you very, very, very much. Is this because they don't like pizza? It's weird seeing it so high res. The Switch one was quite blurry.
You have questions for us.
It's like an entirely different game, really, looking at this clearly.
That's why you're here, isn't it?
Francis Zach Morgan. We know that guy. Why does he look so old? Trying to think how many years afterwards this would be. Don't forget, Zach looks a bit older anyway, due to his naturally white hair. I can't move the camera, by the way, which is a bit sad. Seriously, T-Pippi, that is a lot today. Thank you very, very much. Look, Zach, weed in the joint. Right there in front of us.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak.
Yeah, TPP, absolutely. By all means.
Do we have permission to film this?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan?
That wasn't proper Miranda rights.
I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Hey. Hey, Simon. How many jackets are you wearing? I mean, maybe it's cold where they are. Look at the panda bear at the back. The thing's fucking angry. Goddamn.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser
Yeah, it's so
who
weird,
can't
Pumpkin.
catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo.
Nonsense, Jag.
You'd be the perfect stars
You're
for the
the-
latest video game.
Jag, you are the picture
Isn't
of
that
youth.
right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
Gotta respect the privacy.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived. If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Okay, we can have a look around the room. Oh my god, it has a frame rate. Look at this. It's actually smooth. Miranda's not a right, it's a short education in the rights that you already have under the Constitution. I thought if the police do not Mirandize you, then anything can be thrown out after the fact. That was my understanding. If they do not actually give you the proper Mirandizing. The interesting thing about Zach's and York's voice actor is that they came back. They don't actually do voice acting anymore, they actually came back for this one. So we have a look around. Messy awards and trophies. I forget what the other thing's for.
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice. They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them. Excuse me, Mr. Morgan. But would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us.
They have to do it in a specific way. Oh, no, I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking about that. But no, they just, as long as they give you the rights, yeah? Yeah.
Don't get in our way, and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent.
I get the feeling that Zach's house looks very smelly.
Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
What
What?
if we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself. Using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah. This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes.
That is a lot of milk cartons back there.
And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Yeah, medicinal.
Exactly.
You can use visions to acquire important hints that will help you proceed through the game. Hold lubber. Using a vision will deplete your concentration, so be careful about using it too much.
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
I love that Zach has got the art of not giving a fuck.
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society.
Making a lot of assumptions there, Zach.
Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche.
It's a spirit card, then. I like it. The interesting thing is that while Zach looks old and a bit, like, out of it, the point being is that he was an extremely, extremely good profiler. And that's something they talk about in the first game. And he was very, very, very good at his job. Or perhaps I should say, they were very, very good at their job. Hey, thank you, Pengy. You lurk and your report writing. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I hope the reporting goes well, but thank you very much for the sub. And it's good to see you again.
We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's to set the scene, is that while he does sound like a bit of a crackhead, he does know his stuff. And that's why they, Aaliyah, probably, mentioned to Simon before they walked in there to watch what they say and don't let him lead a conversation. Because he will sort of run the conversation around them.
You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough.
Aaliyah, then. Oops. Don't let the interviewee ask questions, right?
She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
Or, like, in a weird way, it almost reminds you of the interviewer interviewing a serial killer kind of thing in police movies, right? Where everyone's a little bit on edge and dancing around some of the questions.
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up.
We can look at his vacant eyes. The unfinished chess game.
Stage 4 progressive malignant tumor. How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath? An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him?
I'm using the inspect option on these files here. Oh, sorry, the look option even.
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005. The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan. And now he's sitting right in front of me.
Right, let's look at the, let's have a look at the chess game first then.
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste, but the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
I think the voice acting in this game is actually really solid. Weirdly enough. The game is just like the first one. I'm gonna go and be as honest as possible and say the game itself is... It's not great as a game goes. However, as an experience goes, it's a lot of fun.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
You're a bad game doesn't mean you are a bad game. Exactly, just like Zangief. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, I forgot, I forgot to breathe.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems.
Thank you very much for the biddies, though, Noble.
There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment.
Yeah, but there is a massive panda.
And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
I love the little post that says hello.
He was simply playing chess. All alone.
So... what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
Lewd.
Sorry, I just failed miserably at breathing. Try not to cough now.
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data.
Yeah, that's not cricket.
Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh, thank you, Noble. Thank you very much for the gift sub to Rogue.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of
He
curiosity?
is super unique, yeah, which is interesting. I mean, of course, we never really got to know Zach as much. York knows him super well, of course, but we never got to know him quite as well. Zach is much more timid, of course, than York. Much quieter.
If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever
He's smoking
been
to get
to
lit.
the
Yeah, he's just
Grand
trying to blaze it
Canyon
for
in
20.
winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express.
Sorry, I know this is supposed to be an important scene, but I can just notice Rat Man Special Edition in the top left there. What is the movie Rat Man about? Is it about a man who's a rat running around in his undies? Or is it about a man who dresses up like a rat? These are very valid questions.
The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below zero.
Hail Ratma. Agreed.
Right in the middle of the day.
Oh, blessed be Dave.
Meaning?
Meaning.
Oh, this looks so much clearer. I know the Switch one wasn't, like, ugly or anything, but, like, it was kind of blurry, and seeing everything a bit more crisp is quite nice.
You can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience, Belle.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Your report states the following.
I can't read it. I can't read it. Scam.
By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case.
Oh, not the anti-his pee-hole thing. Oh, that's kind of sad.
After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Lol, shout on. Get wrecked, noob.
Closed. You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
Russell, 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 Russell.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim.
Oh, 14 years. So it's been about... What's that, been 12 years since the first game then?
Do you know what this means? That's why we're here.
I think.
The first victim in the case he solved. Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react?
I
when
mean,
he
cancer
sees
made him look older, yeah. But he had naturally white hair anyway, so of course he's gonna look older because of that, probably. He's also got a scarred face. And yeah, he's obviously he's not very well.
The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse. This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced.
Man, Zach has got a really shitty PC.
Aren't you curious about the details?
It's weird, the game's kind of ugly, right? But it's got a lot of interesting details in the scene alone. Like, there's a lot of care taken place in this particular scene.
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing
Like
to
Ratman.
do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Lol, get wrecked, noob. I imagine interviewing Zach must be quite a painful experience. In fact, you're doing a pretty good job, like, keeping it short. Francis York Morgan's got a sub. Nice. Wait, we need to rep our Yorks then. Please rep your Yorks effectively. Thank you, whoever that was. That was very kind.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks.
Look at that back arch. What on her? Yeah, she's definitely. She got the scoliosis, maybe. Thank you, Anonymous. That was very nice of you.
At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
Rude.
Hey, Skippy, thank you very much for the resub.
This keeps getting better and better.
Thank you, Skippy. That's very kind of you as well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Oh, not fucking Liefeld again. Fuck that guy.
Better and better?
Better and better.
Isn't that right, my fairy?
Yeah, man, agreed.
A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Hmm. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Not unless you died of natural causes, yeah, seriously. We can look at the chessboard again.
A halfway finished chess game. I think he was playing both sides by himself. If it was merely for entertainment, it wouldn't be a problem. But I know that every action he takes has its own special purpose, especially now that his remaining time is limited.
I don't know, he could have been baked off his tits, lady, and decided it'd be funny.
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief,
Yeah, he could be he's on chemo, yeah.
look what that's gotten us into now.
Well, I hope your brother's feeling better now, Noble.
He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think.
Let's look at everything again. If we, like, highlight it, it'll show what we actually need to check, but it's more fun to ask him things.
Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to?
You can't see her? Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
The original game took place between 2006 and 2009. This takes in 2019, it looks like. Yeah, that sounds about right, I think.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it, and no problems arose during your test.
Oh, that's great news then, Noble. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that, man.
Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
I'm not sure you'd slip through like that, really.
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle, but my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there, on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything
On your lap.
happens for a reason.
It makes sense with between York and Zach, right? Yeah.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Does the game have anything supernatural? Yes. Actually, it does.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
You mean the way York manifested? Yes, it was. It was a trauma thing. Yeah, which makes perfect sense, I think.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead.
Gross.
Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
Deathly
A
silence.
large man, yes? No need to answer, if you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
It must be quite hard to interview an ex-FBI agent, since they presumably, for the most part, know everything you're going to be trying to do, if they're a good one.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
Yeah, man.
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time.
Then you have to interview the best FBI agent they had, like hard mode and then some. Yeah, that's true, actually. Even though he's probably lost it a little bit, you know, due to the fact he's older / not in his right mind necessarily. He's gotten more out of them than they got out of him. But yeah, he's playing them a little bit here.
That man is our witness, aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve, which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston.
Billy Bishop's quite a funny name. It sounds like Willie Bishop, which sounds like a bit of English slang for bashing the bishop, which is slang for having a wank. So, there you go.
This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day,
They call him the Bishop.
a man with a
Go on,
large
Bishop Vic.
scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong.
Your love of the half-leaf leaf has slowed your mind, York. An FBI agent is never late.
The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries, and they always have the most bizarre timing.
One thing I've sort of I found quite interesting, and having like sort of looked at a fair few like interviews over the years, especially more recently with like some of the true crime stuff, and like some of the professionals weighing in, is apparently how difficult it is to keep up a front or a fake or not fake, keeping up a mental front when you're being interrogated quite fiercely. Especially if you're by yourself without a lawyer who can sort of like interact. Like if it's just you, apparently it's extremely difficult to not like either let something slip unintentionally, either through micro expressions or movements or even tone of voice. And to do that for a longer period of time can be extremely difficult. Which is probably why they're having a bit of trouble, since he's basically given them absolutely fuck all.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere.
Always have a lawyer with you, yeah.
Isn't
yeah,
that
obviously,
right,
yes.
my fairy?
That's true, he could end this conversation anytime he wants, but...
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it, especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
So we got the empty box, a strangely clean spot. The pilot, let's ask about the DVDs, it's fun.
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person.
Some of the titles are funny. Jack to Jack. Police Dogs. Emerald Dragon 1 and Emerald Dragon 2. Low Sky.
And I've never heard of any of these titles before.
The Triangle. The Illuminati.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson
Hey,
there
Molotov.
is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live,
They Live is a great film.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
Damn right. Otherwise, how are you supposed to see the world for what it is? Thank you very much, Wolfsoul. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the 46. That's very kind of you. Appreciate you coming back in.
You know, you've got a point.
Hey, Ted Dragon, you're right.
Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films.
Cobra's alright, actually.
Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza.
Roddy Piper is... That fight scene in that film is so fucking funny as well.
I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption, but that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
That's like the one time that actually, like, Zach's kind of annoyed.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans?
That's because baked beans are fucking awesome.
You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
Did you eat beans on toast?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing.
Lewd.
That confused me.
Blazing Saddles is so fucking funny. Such a great film. As a keep it front, testing battery takes a minimum 5 hours and are equated to mental jumping jacks if you get tired. Testing batteries? What do you mean, sorry? Thank you, by the way, Noble. Yeah, the movies is always
When I
fun,
look
isn't
around
it,
your
Pumpkin?
room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Beans on toast.
Two
Which film, Amy?
contradictory emotions. Mixing.
They Live.
An adult,
Oops, sorry.
mature mind is never satisfied.
Yeah, leave
with
his cartons
only
alone,
one
man.
response.
Or Blazing Saddles, yeah, that's really good.
It's common sense.
Another strangely clean spot.
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strange.
I don't like
and
she says
clean.
Mr. Morgan. She, it reminds me of when George said that. That makes me sad.
Lewd.
Don't give beans on toast. Actually, yeah, do. Beans on toast are really fucking nice.
Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Looks like a pizza slice.
Those are sanctuaries.
Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for giving beans on toast a sub. You fucking nutters.
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuary.
Delicious beans on toast.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Beans and tacos supreme.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there.
Are we going to give official diagnosis through testing batteries? What, for DID?
We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Yes, Simon. You fucking clown.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again.
Beans on toast versus Marmot on toast. Why not both? Yeah. How about that?
You've been
Both.
watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
He's so aggro to Simon, yeah.
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy?
Lewd.
If we buy you Marmite from Throne, we try it on camera? Oh, you mean like the extra strong one? I wouldn't probably try it on camera, but I'd give it a try if you. But like, the thing is, I like Marmite, so I don't think that's going to be any massive surprise. You'd be like, Ween, what do you think about the Marmite? And I'm like, yeah, it's nice. The fairy did display loot. The fairy's all about the loot, which is a fun fact. Thank you, Wolfsoul, for the biddies, dude.
4.5 years. All that time.
That's very kind of you.
What does he have to show for it?
He's sassing Simon
Crossword
again.
puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely
Titania,
taken
you're gonna
control
wreck
of the
that then.
conversation.
I got Volca Prime a second ago when I was doing it with Ollie, and my Volca Prime's pretty pimps out, so that was pretty easy.
At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more.
Press him. Rummaging Simon.
Agent Jones, did you find the files?
The files. The Greenvale case files.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Ooh, a cutscene.
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded. Ah! 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 Yeah.
That's why you never do meth, kids.
Mr. Morgan?
Stupid noob.
I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Nice glove.
Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition.
Oh, this is quite a bit to it then, Pengy, which makes a lot of sense, all things considered.
The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear.
Well, you know, if you'd seen what he's seen.
Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
The trees did nothing wrong. What? Nonsense. York just started woofing. That'd be quite funny.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away.
Now, may we return
Touch
to
the
our
cow.
discussion?
Do it now. Start sweating profusely. Not the cow.
Don't worry. I won't let them touch it again. I'll keep them away from us.
How is it magically clean? Was because something's obviously
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red.
there. It's the sanctuary. Weren't you listening, Rogue? Come on, man.
And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenvale case.
Another strangely clean spot and a heavy-duty shredder.
Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash, but he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts.
I mean, he's not paranoid if you were actually checking through his trash. Like, that feels like a reasonable precaution at that point, honestly.
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
Reminds me of the question in Justice League. I think Supergirl like says to him, or it's the Black Canary says to him, like, "Oh my God, you go through our trash?" And like the question looks at her and goes, "Don't be ridiculous. I go through everyone's trash."
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit.
What's with the chessboard and who was winning? That is the question, isn't it?
From back when we were still on duty.
It's not power enough that actually out to get you. Ah, good old Garrick. Oh, I'm not going to tab out to load that in case this crashes.
Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Another strangely clean spot.
Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls?
Like, I feel if you never played Deadly Premonition 1, or didn't know anything about it, this would seem like a very slow, very strange start. But if you're playing if you've played 1 and you've come back to 2, this bit's all kind of morbidly fascinating to, like, what the hell has happened to Zack? And the really slow burn of this bit is really good.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
That doesn't explain anything at all.
Why do you wish to know?
Yeah, she hasn't seen any movies. She's a bit useless, really.
Just curious.
Belle, you're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy?
What about Ratman, though?
What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
All I know of DP1 is seeing a stream get annoyed about driving biscuits. That is a terrible thing for it to happen. Getting annoyed at DP1 should only be reserved when the game crashes. Because, fuck, it's rough to play. Especially the director's cut of Deadly Premonition having the epilogue. Yeah. Yeah, the epilogue was interesting, actually, yeah. With that. I don't know if that's canon. Did we decide if that was canon or not? I can't remember.
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
He doesn't need to, there's something already there. The sanctuary's there, Simon. He's just having none of it at all.
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter.
It's a private matter, damn it.
None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem.
Ah, interesting.
The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I
Sorted.
just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
The clock in the trash, the honeycomb in the jar, the picture in the document. I mean, it's obviously the picture in the document, isn't it?
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling. Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head?
I'm gonna ask him about the honeycomb.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
Jelly. Stop being so jelly.
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside?
Jelly.
We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its
Jelly.
most natural state.
I didn't made a 2 of Deadly Premonition. All I know is Deadly Prem is renowned for scoring the widest reviewed margins, from a 2 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. Yes! It's one of those games that you will absolutely fucking love, and you will love every single second of it, and every weird little detail will get you more and more excited about where it's going, or you will despise it because everything is very stupid, and the driving sucks, and the voice acting's weird, and it's bizarre, and nothing makes any sense. Obviously, the fact I'm playing this again for another time, I'm of the, former, I love the games, but it really is a strange one.
The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions.
You can't eat honey, it's like it bees.
It's a perfect food, filled with power.
You're full of bees, you
Meant
don't
to
eat
fuel
bees.
the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
I'm pretty sure everyone who went to school knew that, dude.
No.
Really?
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico.
Well, school, apparently.
Male bees are only born to inseminate,
They just spaff. I think then their dicks blow up.
and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so.
Zach's been sitting on the internet too long.
If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Right.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
I think I saw most of a Let's Play, not sure if from the first Deadly Prem. I guess I can see why it scores as varied as it did. Both really good and really dire parts. Yeah, the gameplay itself is basically, like... I mean, it's kind of bad, right? Like, the shooting is bad, the frame rate is bad, the driving is bad, but there's just something so likable about the world and the characters and just how fun and silly it is. I think that's what makes it so good.
What did we just say?
It's more of a... It's almost more, not quite a visual novel, but like more of that kind of experience where you're not really worried about the gameplay. The gameplay is just to get you from A to B. Like, who cares? Like, the real fun is walking around the town and talking to people and just seeing what crazy shit's going on.
We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan.
Oh, she did the whole thing. It's the tree! Or a tree.
This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree.
Yes. A red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these.
York is very amazing and likable. The thing about York, right, the first time you see York, he's driving, he's smoking, he's not looking at the road, he's got a laptop to the right of him, which he's looking at the case about this murder case he's on, and he's talking to his supervisor about how Tom and Jerry from the cartoon are in like a domination and like submissive relationship. It's fucking hilarious. And you're just like, okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a riot. Like,
The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case, they're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Root.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees.
I want the
oops,
truth.
sorry.
Tell me everything you know.
the red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle.
The interesting thing is the way he talks and sounds now. He sounds like George's dad. What's his name? Mr. Stewart. Don't you think? Like the way that like Stewart talks sometimes. Like the "I know more than you do. You need to put the pieces together."
You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
To 2005 we go. Did I do a Deadly Premonition Let's Play? I did. I not only have I Let's Played it, I've also streamed it. I've done both.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away.
This is a great intro, yeah.
You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness.
Reminds me of True Detective, like
an
intro
echo
in
of
a way.
pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny.
Is this the start of the game? Yes.
To be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be. You should know they'll destroy you. But call to me.
My goodness.
To keep searching, walk alone.
Again, the intro just reminds me a lot of True Detective, fun enough. It's got that sort of feel to it.
Zach. Zach.
Yeah, that's the intro. Yeah. Now we're getting into the actual case.
Can you hear me, Zach?
Well, thank you, Wonderful Waffle. I enjoyed doing it. Albeit, like, a lifetime ago, but I had fun doing it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The only interesting thing is I have to do this without button prompts, since fucking knows what the buttons are. So for those who don't know, I did stream this before.
Sleeping again?
I streamed it on the Switch, which ran terribly. Honestly, one of the worst performing games I've played. We stuck with it because it was, lovely. But no, I'm using a PS5 controller. But it's going to be really nice to play it again with an actual frame rate and graphics that don't look like they've been slapped into a Vaseline filter.
Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
The Alice games are classics. I love those so much. I still do to this day. Red Leaves.
Isn't that right, Zach?
That's right, York.
Lewd.
Twin Peaks does, yeah. Yeah, it literally went to like 5 FPS, and we were like, holy shit, this is gonna be rough. Oh boy. It's like, oh lordy. Oh god, it's bright. Fuck. Thank you, Benoit Noble. Oh, look at that. Oh, look how smooth it is. I want everyone to say welcome to our main character, Francis York Morgan.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
You want a worm? What a Chad.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here.
They do eat poop.
And
It's
the
not
name
safe.
of this wonderful town, Le Carre. Sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I stopped Wonderful Waffle. I retired about 4 years ago, maybe 3
I'm
years
the
ago.
chef, David.
I just stream these days. It's a bit easier for me.
If you
I'm
want
getting
to know
old.
about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
I mean, you heard the man. That's David. He's the chef.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Reasonable.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
Thanks, Wonderful Waffle.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation.
I'm enjoying the
I just
retirement.
happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And
murder?
it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you,
Damn,
this
Skippy.
country seems
So
better
old now, man.
days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice, if you ask me.
I like his glasses. He got a little trombone on it.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do.
I love his
appreciate it.
smile. He's got a great smile. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. It's a smidge on the sensitive side.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
So you'd have been like 12 when I started doing my Let's Plays then or something. God damn. Oh, I think I heard my soul coming out my body.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
Yeah, Let's Plays in general were harder to do. Let's Plays in general were much harder to do, and they got more and more difficult for me. And the fact that it was horror, which meant it always got demonetized, which the money wasn't really the problem, it's the fact it hit it in the algorithm, which got a bit of a nightmare.
The Clarkson family?
Hey Kiko, thank you very much for the raid, dude. Speaking of, another Let's Player arrives. How was the dolphin? Are my LPs on us a drink yet? They're getting there. They're getting there. Maybe a few more years, but soon. Not bad. How are you, dude?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seat. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant.
Pumpkin, are you implying I helped you teach the like, gribbly words to you? Give you the lovely vocabulary? Lolo went on with a one-on-one with the Forgotten Beast, armed only with his fists and a savage determination. Who won that little scuffle? Yeah, you can watch all the LPs on my channel are still there. Wonderful Waffle. They're all. I've never removed them. All the playlists are still there. So if you ever want to go back and watch them, dude, by all means, they're all up and running still. I'll never take them down. So I'll never take them down. They're always there if you want to go have a look at them. There was a roleplay thing in 2013. I think Halloween did it and Kiko hosted it. Yeah, it was Call of Cthulhu. Kiko was the whatever the Call of Cthulhu equivalent of Dungeon Master is. He did that. He was very good at it too. He had a squad come in and whack it. Excellent. That as it should be. It was myself, Kiko, Luke, Ollie, Rufus, Claker, I want to say, was the lot of us who did that.
Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything.
Agreed.
They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know?
Interestingly, on the second playthrough, there's a lot of little hints dropped here and there about stuff, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to see what else I can pick up on.
They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
Your earliest videos were audio surf. Yeah, my very first video was what I can only assume to be copyright claimed these days, audio surf videos. I'm waiting for your Vampire the Masquerade 2 LP. You know, I did say I was going to do that as my last Let's Play ever, and that would be the final thing, just to finish it all off. But honestly, it would have been 6 years since I said I was going to do that at that point, when it finally comes out. Or if not, maybe longer. I think at this point, I don't think anyone's really going to be hankering for a Let's Play from me. Maybe a couple of other you guys here, but I think I'll probably stream it, but I don't know about a Let's Play. Maybe I'll give it up on that one. Who knows? I did say that, yeah, I agree. I said I was going to do it. You're still hankering for one. It's only been 6 years. Yeah, it's crazy because I mean they delayed it, giving up on a promise. Oh no, don't get the guilt trips. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'll have to remember how to edit and do editing again. What's the local law enforcement doing?
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here.
Cheers, Kiko. Enjoy your rest, dude. Thank you as always, man.
They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart. And when that don't work, they just beat your ass.
I like it.
That's the deep south for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
I'll make a playlist for it as well, Wonderful Waffle, if I do, so don't worry. It'll be up on the channel regardless. You say 5 minutes start after 7. What? What? That doesn't count. Where's the Clarkson's house?
What do you know about the Clarkson's house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast.
Enjoy yourself, Wonderful Waffle. Take care, dude.
They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters.
Look, the horses aren't canon.
And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all.
I imagine that would upset you, yeah?
So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
Oh, shit.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind. Is this a bizarre murder?
When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
What a great way to put that.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
Ritualistic murder, you say?
An altar?
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Voodoo?
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
So the interesting about this, and Deadly Premonition 1, is it's about ritualistic murders, like culty kind of style murders, which I'm always a big fan of. Not the murdery bit, but that's all the more intriguing part of the investigation.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces, scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed.
Sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
How do you get around New Orleans?
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief, right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat people.
Cat people?
That's my point. Cat people.
Furries.
1982.
Oh.
Directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards.
Furries.
Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand?
The Templars.
I'm talking about hyper-realism.
I've never seen Cat People, actually.
After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself.
I should keep like a notepad of all the movies York brings up, and if I haven't seen them, I should watch them.
That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
Another vital element of cat people is the presence of Malcolm McDowell.
He's great.
Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie.
Oh, heavens forbid.
His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder.
Wow, shit.
Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Oh, no.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen.
I mean, it's a fair point. They can be.
It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket.
There's a suspicious white void in the top left there where there's no textures. Don't think I don't see you, white void of doom. I do.
Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent. In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really. But I'll listen if you want me to.
Not really, but sure.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans.
Pretty much rogue, yeah.
Then,
Oh, he is in his
I
pajamas.
rented a car at the airport.
He's in his pajamas at the moment.
Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana, so I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning system.
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own.
You could be such a knob about stuff, honestly. It's so funny.
Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. And who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now.
It's the world of The Last Starfighter, 1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that.
No, of course not.
See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech design.
Oh, don't worry, we have a vehicle in this 42. We have a vehicle.
It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself, especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had...
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner.
Vehicle? Oh no.
Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10.
Yeah, Sweary definitely got his own thoughts on things, that's for sure.
I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it.
Swines.
And in its place, they left me this.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
A skateboard.
Yeah.
A skateboard?
A skateboard.
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels.
It's a very nice looking skateboard, to be fair.
Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
Skated.
By riding the skateboard, obviously.
Obviously.
Why do you look so surprised? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery.
You can never upset this man.
Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
This summer's gonna be another hot one.
It is a good upgrade.
supposed to get
To be
over
fair, it's a
95
very good upgrade.
today.
The cars in the first game sucked.
Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans.
Get some mileage out of that.
We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach, the searing light. These scents. It's the deep south.
Again, don't forget that the guy doing the voice acting for York and Zack retired, and he only came back for this game. Like, he hasn't done anything, like, pretty much since.
That was a
the first
fabulous
game.
breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for, but I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
You heard the man. We can don't worry, we do some sick tricks. Yeah, the load times are a smidge better. Here we go. Return to York's room, review the case. Excellent. This man looks a bit distressed. Pardon me. I see that pushing the button to open the doors does not do it necessarily the first time, which is worries me a smidge, but we'll see.
Lewd.
I think he just likes the character, yeah, Des. I think that's quite literally it. He likes the character and wanted to come back. I mean, it's not quite as jaggy as it was on the Switch. Looks a bit better now. Still a little bit squibbly, but... Ah, Feather! Hello, hello! Thank you very much for the tier 2. Thank you. Wait, which one? Which one was my one? Shit. This one. Thank you very, very much, Feather. Hope you're doing alright. Looking sharp, dude. It's been going well, Morgan. It's going well.
I've been chasing it all over America, but I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase.
Oh yeah, this game came out in 2020. It just doesn't look like it. Yeah, been going well, thank you, fella. It's been nice playing this again. Been thoroughly enjoying myself.
Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson. Miami.
Oops, sorry.
Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two, even with the help of the drugs. A feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude. I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Ugh. I mean, it's ugly as sin, but the game has working mirrors, you know, fair play.
I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
What the hell was that behind him? Good question. Saint Rouge. Or Saint Rouge, I guess.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana, and Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar.
Interesting.
The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare.
I mean, if you haven't gathered by already, but what we're going to be doing is attempting to solve the murder.
And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Delicious. We're in Casa Pineapple.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach.
Which movie is that, York?
The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay.
Oh, The Island.
For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi.
Oh, that sounds alright.
That director's going to change the history of art house films.
Or he's going to make a shitload of Transformers.
Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line.
I feel that York's trolling slightly here.
A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
Sounds good, York. Answer the door. Reasonable. That's what we saw in the mirror. Yeah, it requires multiple hits of B to open stuff. Do I want to shave? I don't think I need to shave. I could shower, so I don't become a stinky agent, but I think we've just got dressed, so... Yeah, I'm gonna have to mash the button to open stuff, which definitely gives me the fear. Also, this is what we got on us, is it? But rubber bullets. Rubber non-lethal bullets. Oh yes, we can trank various animals. Some cola, nice. Cigarettes, lollipops. Very fun. I do need to shave, to be fair.
Hey there, chef. What's cooking?
That's not a chef. Fool!
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David.
Obviously. Does that look like the chef? Come on, York.
I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning.
Makes sense.
All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, please.
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
My God.
Ah. And
That's it.
Oh,
that's it?
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir.
Oh, it is a square, I guess.
Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old.
And square.
I'm sure you'll understand once you
Is he everyone in town? No, no, he's not. But he's,
Now,
you know,
please excuse me, sir.
he's just the
If
staff
you
in the
ever
hotel.
need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
I mean, he is the concierge. York fucking loves it.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly
That's the
David.
best bit. York's just
Not
like,
a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
York knows the best places to stop. He's just like, York. That is York's face for I've made a great decision being here. For 2010, these graphics are great. Shame it was made in 2020. I mean, I'd say for 2010, these graphics might be still a little bit squibbly. But, you know.
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century.
We love the zero mirror zoom.
Now that's what I call a hotel.
Now that's what I call blurry.
Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him.
We should absolutely talk to the painting. I'd use the pint glass, Nacho. A tradition in Britain. Nice reflection, though.
Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me.
Glass
No
and
one these days ever tries to see me.
Wait, what were we playing where glassing was the option?
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind
Was it
to
Heavy
what's
Rain?
in front of them. No.
Oh, Wolf Among Us, that was it, yeah.
Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Among Us.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization,
Hey,
they
Newing,
zoomed
you're right, dude.
away at a frightening speed.
Thank you for the resub as well. Thank you very
Zoomed
much,
away
mate.
from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the
Hello,
answer.
Hungun.
As for me, just call me Hungan.
Hunga,
Hungun.
a title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Do you comprehend the oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Felton maidens, in the shrine of hunger, find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Lewd.
Follow the oracle.
Dude. Yeah, it's the glassing thing, wasn't it? Because it said pour him a
Zach,
glass.
did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first
I remember
step
now, that was so
into
funny.
chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece.
You're right, he didn't do that at all. It's a
And
scam.
after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth.
Thank you, by the
and
way, Noble.
present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Agreed. Let's go check the map out. I mean, the reflection
Zach,
is
this
kind
is
of nice
Lucario.
in a sort of bad kind of way.
I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say.
Well, yeah.
You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
It's one of my city skyline cities. It just ended up that way. I didn't plan any of this shit. It just ended up square. Ask him to calm down, slugs him unconscious. That's such a funny one, isn't it, at the start?
Fungun's oracle.
I thought it was good.
Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside. Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where?
A diner?
And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
Yeah, it's a bowling alley.
The answer is Alexis's
Yeah.
Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign.
That's it, Zach. That's right.
I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it. Now for the other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure we'll find out later.
Of course.
First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes, 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than that. The Clarkson Food Delivery Service's cold storage warehouse. That's got to be it.
That's it.
Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
Of course. What'd you take me for? We get $15 for solving a supernatural issue. I like it.
And how about that Hoongan? What a mysterious character.
Very
His
mysterious.
oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Is it dramatic cigarette time?
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Oh no, it's David.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
It's the bellboy, David.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams deep south. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
So we gotta go to the bowling alley or the Clarkson's cold storage. Very fine. So we can ask for the concierge here. We can check. But more importantly, we have to save. In this game, you save your use phone to save your progress. Gotta call back. There we go. Did that actually save? I'm a bit dubious. It saved at the bottom. I don't question this. It's fine. How many FPS? That's true. That's true. How many FPS do we get? Let's go outside and find out. I've got this on an NVMe drive as well, so Or did they put it on the SSD? It might be the SSD, actually. It's one of the quick drives. 137 FPS. It's a little bit better. That fucking bird.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
Shit. I mean, that's true.
You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
Asbestos.
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right?
It's weird. Patty actually seems like a very annoying kid at first, but she's actually really great. She's like a 14-year-old girl or something. Like, she's just a
I
shorty.
promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Please, call him York.
Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
He said the words!
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that's spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
You heard the lady.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
He does it so often, he has a new plan. Run, crouch, dodge, red room, melee attack. Yeah. I mean, it actually runs really well, which is kind of a nice surprise. It's so smooth, yeah. It's what the game should have been like on the fucking Switch. Which means we can actually appreciate the environment a bit more. The journal, inventory, map, configure. Yeah, that's fine. This is our red room. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's gonna be a smidge awkward. You can set custom waypoints to the map. Alright. So where are we at the moment? We're at Casa Pineapple. The map's a lot smaller than the first game. Though it's not tiny either, to be fair. Oh shit, let's put a waypoint. Well, we got a waypoint now. We should go talk to the cop, really, shouldn't we? This does run well. Like I said, I had to do a fair bit to
Hey
get it to
there.
run.
So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
That's Melvin, the sheriff.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan?
You should call him York.
But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Everyone calls him that.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one.
It's got a frame rate. Could you imagine?
Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you.
That's true.
Now,
It's very
I
dangerous.
never lived in one myself, but I visited him a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey!
Shut up, Dad.
I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all.
Delicious long
Anywho,
pig.
Round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town
Patty's
is.
just like, what the fuck?
Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
She is fucking tiny, yeah.
The
She's
Lise
tiddly.
Clarkson case is connected to a
She's
top-secret
small.
case that we've...
Small.
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead,
Okay.
then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town.
The frame rate has been blessed.
My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon.
What's the secret weapon?
Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out.
He's very clever.
But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much.
Yes, the PC
You
port,
know?
yeah.
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you
Dead
and
body.
make sure we get
Fantastic.
permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it?
Got it.
Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way.
Yeah, but she just shrunk in the wash, though.
Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
The voice actor for Jill from Resident Evil BG3. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's her nickname. Your skateboard is your main method of getting around. Get on skateboard, speed up, slow down. Yes. Now we're travelling with Paul.
Hey, you.
What? I'm skating.
You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you?
Baby, what's it to you, shrimp?
Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
Maybe I'm kid. What's it to you?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
I need an adult. Don't worry, I am an adult.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free, but I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
It's a private matter.
Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
Indicators to help you stay aware of direction and distances. Nice. But more importantly, we can go skating.
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weirdo. You're heading to the warehouse, right? You gonna go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach. We're also on a mission to fell 10 maidens, you see. I'm eager to visit Alexis's diner in Lane, but we've only just arrived in this town, so it might be nice to stroll around a bit.
What? I thought you came here to investigate.
Patty, you're still just a child. Why do you worry so much? We're born to
Hey,
be
Al,
free,
thank you very much,
and
dude.
This is
How did the
America,
stream go?
land of the free. You should always feel free to do whatever.
Oh shit. The squirrels are back. Tranquilize fist! You can use vision to get important hints. Nice. Oh! It's important we tranquilize the squirrels. They're dangerous. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, fuck him. Oosh! I got a skull from the tranquilized squirrel. The blue squirrel is very famous.
Blue.
It's so weird seeing it run actually smooth. Snarf!
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, it would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by nothing but a first-degree murder tag buried in a soggy grave at the bottom of a sea of data. That would have been its fate. Instead, It traveled from person to person until
I'm glad it went
finally
alright, Al.
fell
Nice
right
stuff.
into our lap. Things always work
Hope
out.
life's been treating you well in the meantime.
We've traveled all over the United States trying to track down Sun Rouge. We can't let this chance pass us by, can we, Zach? We need to find some sort of clue before this southern sun melts it all away.
It's the church here, I think. Just hiding from the heat. It is pretty surprisingly warm at the moment, isn't it? I love the sort of chilled skateboarding music. Did No More Heroes 3 get a port yet? I think it did, didn't it, already? We'll see. Honestly, there should be a side quest already, but maybe we can't do it yet. Wait, oh yeah, there never was No More Heroes 3, obviously. Right, we will stop it here because there was another load of like cutscene stuff coming up. So there we are. But yeah, I hope you've. Is this game better now? I mean, it's got a frame rate now. And I can still punch squirrels in the face. Look at that frame rate. Delicious. How is that the time? It has actually gone pretty quick this evening. That's why she's so sore. I don't think we can punch her though. Sorry, Patty. No, she's immune for the punching. She looks fucking tiny, doesn't she? Small. What's the frame rate? Currently 139, 144, 143. The gas line bot. Don't let it gaslight you. Small. I mean, I already tranked at least 3 squirrels. I've got a squirrel skull that I tranquilized, which is quite nice. What's up with this guy? Ugh! Upsetting. The Geomen. It's weird actually being able to like move and look around while you're out here. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of this actually. This was lovely to do again. Thank you again, Noble, for gifting it. Actually, let's do a test since it's crashing. I'm equipping it anyway. You can tab in and out without it crashing. Good. That's always nice to see. Right, let's raid Ollie as we finish. So, thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you have had a lovely, lovely stream. It's been a blast to play this again. I look forward to doing more, which we'll already do at the weekend, I think. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Love a lot of you. It's been a pleasure. Mwah. Cheers, everyone.